In a distant land, where kings ruled and scholars were respected, there lived a young boy named Hasan, the son of the great Islamic scholar, Shaykh Idris. Shaykh Idris was deeply admired. People came from far and wide to learn from him. He was known not just for his knowledge of the Quran and Hadith, but for his humility and wisdom. Hasan, his 12-year-old son, was quiet and respectful. He often joined his father in the royal court. Though he didn't speak much, he had a sharp mind and a wise heart, something even adults failed to see. But not everyone liked Shaykh Idris's influence. Some courtiers were jealous. One of them came up with a clever plan to embarrass him, by making his son look foolish in front of the king. The next day, Shaykh Idris and Hasan were called to court. The king smiled and said, "Today, we'll test the wisdom of your son." 2 trays were brought forward. One had a small gold coin, valuable, shining bright. The other had a bigger silver coin, not worth as much, but larger in size. The king looked at Hasan and said, "Choose one. Let us see what you value." Hasan paused for a moment, then reached out and picked the silver coin. The court burst into laughter. "Look! The scholar's son doesn't even know the difference between gold and silver," they mocked. Even the king smirked. Trying not to show his disappointment, the king asked, "Hasan, why did you pick silver? Do you not know gold is more valuable?" Hasan simply bowed his head and said, "Forgive me, your majesty. I thought silver was the better choice." His father remained silent but felt hurt and confused. That night, at home, Shaykh Idris gently asked, "My son, why would you pick the silver coin when you knew gold is worth more?" Today, they laughed at us. Hasan calmly replied, "Father, I knew gold is more valuable. But if I had picked the gold coin, they would never test me again. Now, they'll keep offering me the silver coin every time, and I'll end up collecting more than 1 gold coin's worth. Also, I didn't want to make the others jealous. So I stayed quiet." Shaykh Idris was stunned. "Subhanallah, my son. You've taught me something I teach others. True wisdom lies in patience, humility, and long-term thinking." The next day, Shaykh Idris shared the story with his students. "My son reminded me of what the Quran says. Indeed, Allah does not like the arrogant and boastful." Surah Luqman, 31:18. Soon, the story spread. When the king heard the full truth, he was amazed. "A child with such wisdom," the king said, "is proof that Shaykh Idris's knowledge lives on." Years passed. Hasan grew into a wise man, respected by many, not because he showed off, but because he lived with sincerity and faith. Palms up together, medium light skin tone. His story reminds us of a powerful lesson. We don't always need to prove ourselves. We don't need to shout to be heard. Real strength comes from self-control, and real wisdom often hides in simple, quiet choices. Thought balloon. Think about it. In school, work, or online, we're often tempted to show off, to get likes, praise, or approval. But what if, like Hasan, we chose humility instead? What if we focused on what Allah thinks of us, instead of what people say? The Prophet Muhammad said, "The strong is not the one who can overpower others, but the one who controls himself when angry." Sahih Bukhari. So the next time you're in a situation where you could show off, ask yourself, backhand index pointing right, medium light skin tone, am I doing this for Allah? Backhand index pointing right, medium light skin tone, or just for people's attention? White heavy checkmark. True success isn't about being seen. It's about being sincere. And that's what young Hasan understood, even at just 12 years old. Loudspeaker. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends and family, and subscribe our channel.